Broner just a Mayweather wannabe with more style than substance?
He's a Mayweather wannabe. I don't know as far as style or substance is concerned. You know, I didn't really give it a lot of thought. You know, like I said, and I never expected to be in the ring with Adrien Broner. I never expected to be offered a fight with Adrien Broner. So really, I always thought Adrien was a cool kid. You know, he was you know, a talented little fighter, but he still had a lot to prove. I always believed he had a lot to prove, and I was curious myself. You know, like, oh, I'm curious to see, you know, this little talented kid, how he's going to do when he steps up in opposition, and not just, you know, fighting guys that are kind of tailor-made for him and who aren't that good to begin with, you know. And it's just funny that the step up ends up being me. But, you know, I'm not sure about his substance, you know, but we'll find out on June 22nd. I am not convinced completely, I'll say that.
Do you think that he has enough between the ears to beat you?
I don't think so. I don't think he's very intelligent as a fighter. I don't think he got a willingness to dig deep. I think he's been spoiled, and the problem when you've been spoiled, like he's been spoiled, you just don't know what to do when you're all of a sudden you're in a tough fight. You know, we saw that situation with Adrien Broner. You know, it's another Al Haymon fighter. He kind of got the pick of the litter as far as all the chumpy opponents on the way up, and then he ended up with some tough guys, and you know, he had to get up off the canvas against Victor Ortiz, and he showed his heart. You know, he showed his heart, but at the end of the day, he just didn't know what to do.
What
he didn't know
about
what to do.
Shtick?
So the shtick, hey, listen, the shtick is a shtick. I mean, I don't even mind the shtick. You know, we all got a shtick. That's fine. That's not even what bothers me, man. You know what I mean? What starts getting on my nerves is when you start approaching me when we're away from all the press stuff. You know, like last week I was working the Garcia and Judah weigh-in as a Showtime announcer, as a Showtime broadcaster. I wasn't there for myself, and I try to, as a broadcaster, when I work as a broadcaster, I always try to separate the two. I tell people, I'm Paulie the fighter, I'm Paulie the broadcaster, you know, and I don't intertwine the two ever. You know, I don't even talk about myself as a fighter when I'm broadcasting, you know what I'm saying? I never even bring myself into the mix. So when he came up to me and I was working as a broadcaster, I was working for Showtime at the weigh-in, and he started coming up to me, and it was like, it kind of threw me off, you know what I mean? And so now you're overstepping your boundaries, and that's what pissed me off, you know what I mean? This stuff right here, it's fine, man. That's for you guys. That's the hype to fight. That's fine, man. We all got a shtick, man. We all got to sell a fight. That's fine. I don't mind it. You know
Did his seem kind of rehearsed though?
He's always rehearsed. He's not creative at all. The guy's not creative at all. I mean, it's on the floor like a floor tile. What the fuck does that even mean? You know what I mean? Anybody seen Wedding Crashers when the guy they go up to see Will Ferrell at the end and he's got his mom in the back and he tells Vince Vaughn, I never know what she's doing back there. It's like I never know what Adrian's saying back there. You know what is he saying? Like what is he doing? Like nothing makes sense. You know what I mean? The shtick is rehearsed and the shtick is corny. You know what I mean? So you know, like I said, I go off the top of my head, man. You know what I mean? Like,
you got the better of him because you were able to.
Because I just like, okay, whatever you're saying, I'll try to go back against you and take it back to you. Hey, listen, if you get the better of me, you get the better of me. But hey, man, I don't rehearse it, man. I just hey, listen, summer teeth is just a saying. That's an old Brooklyn saying, man. We've been saying that since I'm a kid.
Is a lot of this talking just because of the way you guys are as far as character, or is there starting to be something that personally annoys you about it?
It gets a little personal again when you overstep your boundaries and when you come into my workplace. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm a Showtime broadcaster. I'm a Showtime announcer. You know, I can't start punching you in the face in public, you know, or maybe smack you in public. You know, I can't act as I want to all the time. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to risk my Showtime broadcasting job. I got to try to be professional too. So yeah, it kind of ticked me off a little bit that he approached me like that at the weigh-in last week.
What'd you think of the video of him with the stripper?
Listen, man, that's him in his personal life. That's to each his own, man. You know what I mean? You want to be like that? That's fine, man. You know, your personal. I don't knock your personal life, man. You know, you do what you want to do. Is it weird? Is it awkward? Yeah, of course. But hey, man.
Talk to us a little bit about the fight.
Different folks.
About the fight itself. What are you gonna do in the ring to make sure you come out victorious that day?
I think I have to do whatever I have to do to win. You know, obviously people know I'm a boxer. People know Adrian's a boxer / puncher, whatever. But I'm not convinced of his power. I think I'll be able to mix in, you know, standing in front of him and whatnot as well. You know, I'm not a big believer in his power. Like I told the other guy before, you know, he's got a lot of knockouts, but they're against guys that were smaller than him at the weight he was fighting them at. Like fighting at junior lightweight, he was fighting featherweights coming up. Fighting at lightweight, he was fighting junior lightweights coming up. And on top of that, they weren't that good to begin with. You know what I mean? So you're fighting smaller guys, and you're fighting lesser talented guys, like guys that aren't at that level. You know what I mean? So it really is. And Gavin Reese don't count, man. Gavin Reese, listen. I'll give Gavin Reese credit for winning the junior welterweight title years back, man. But it was a one and done deal. He pulled off a stunning upset over Suleiman Mbaye and got stopped in his first defense. The guy is not world class, man. And they took that and they rode with it and they used his name to make him an opponent for Adrien Broner. But other than that, you know what I mean? Really, what do we got? You know, you don't have there's not a lot to work with. There's not a lot to work with. So I'm curious myself.
How about the Ponce
as far
fight?
as the reality he is? I thought he lost the Ponce fight, and I think most people think he lost the Ponce fight. And I think the Ponce fight shows you what a sissy he is. You know what I mean? When it came time to thinking, when it came time to punching back, when you got to really think your way through, He's the only guy that really made him think his way through. He didn't throw no punches. In the ring, that's what makes a real fight. You gotta be able to think and fight at the same time. You can't think and not fight, or can't fight and not think. You gotta be able to do both at the same time. And when the pressure's on to think and fight at the same time, it's much more difficult than people think. It's much more difficult than it seems. It's easy to watch it when you're on the couch, but it's much more difficult to think and fight at the same time. And the only time he had to do that was when he fought Ponce, and he threw no punches, and most people thought he lost the fight. He won that fight because he's without Heyman.
Thank you. We'll do some more when we're done, okay?